So,
well, there's a little place that I know about. I go there with my baby every time I take her out. We pop by the rock and watch the lights down below. And I tell her things that she ought to know. They call it Love Rock. They call it Love Rock. Well, everybody. I just can't wait for Saturday night. Oh, park in the pale in the pale moonlight. I grab my baby and steal a kiss, and then I know she'll be stealing it right again. Call it Love Rock. They call it Love Rock. Well, everybody rocking, very little talking, hugging and a kissing going on. Yeah. Well, everybody's got a little place they call their own, where they can always go if they wanna be alone. Love Rock is the best around. It's a short way up, but it's a long way down. They call it Love Rock. They call it Love Rock. Well, everybody rocking and there's very little talking, hugging and a kissing going on. Hugging and a kissing going on. Hugging and a kissing going on. Hugging. Hugging.
They call her the Rockin' Lady, that's her name. They call her the Rockin' Lady, oh, she loves that name. Oh, yeah.
They call me the rockin' lady from New Orleans. I'm a bumping baby 'cause the rock is my thing. Yes, I love to bump and I love to stroll, and nobody talking, just a rock and roll. They call me the rockin' lady from New Orleans.
I can see that your deal was nowhere.
That's right. That's right.
Baby, I'm through with you.
That's right.
You hear me talking,
That's right.
I'm really squawking.
That's right.
So start walking, baby, I'm really through with you.
That's right.
I've had some schooling,
That's right.
and I won't stand no fooling.
That's right.
So I'm coolin', baby, I'm really through with you. Now I used to love you, mama, I was very square, but now I don't mean maybe. I can see that your deal was nowhere.
That's right.
Goodbye forever,
That's right.
and I'll see you never.
That's right.
So I'm moving, baby, I'm really cool with you. Baby, my little baby. Baby, I'm really through with you.
Hey everybody, it's West Coast Rambo, and look, you got all four of us. In fact, we've even got Shannon Mack with us. Say hello, Shannon Mack.
Hello, Shannon. Oh,
Hello, Shannon. Oh, man.
Hey, all right. Well, as normally friends, let me see, we are not as organized as other shows you would think. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell you what's going on in this particular episode. It's our Halloween episode number 2, because we had one kind of earlier. And Paul's got a whole bunch of stuff he planned. I don't even know what he's doing. Paul, what are we doing?
All right, guys, we're going to kick off the show. Once again, we're going to have some jokes. I know everybody likes that, especially Big Sandy. It's one of his favorite parts. So we've got some more jokes coming for you. And we're also getting ready for the Halloween. We're going to show you Miss Shannon Max, her newest video just dropped. We're going to show a little bit of that, maybe the whole thing. We'll see. And keeping with the Halloween theme, we're going to be talking about The Exorcist, a classic horror film. So we'll see what kind of spooky stuff comes out of that. And then later on in the show, we're going to be joined by the DJ Rockin Daddio. And he's going to be talking about his Halloween select picks and all kind of his favorite records to spin as well, guys. But let me ask you this, Tom, what have you been up to, man?
Well, thanks for asking, Paul. I just got back from a business trip, and I've been sitting around, and I was working on some drywall at home, and I didn't watch The Exorcist. I went to church today, so of all you guys, I'm probably the cleanest person. But I would like to know what Big Sandy has been doing, and what's going on this weekend, Mr. Big Sandy, please.
okay. What I have been doing is I spent the week immersed in doo-wop music, which is like any other week around here, around the ranch, the Fly-Right Ranch. But you know, I had the Fly-Right show earlier. The Fly-Right show. We had the Eclectic American Roots doo-wop show with Ken Abruzzi, Rockin Daddio on there. It was really cool to have him on the show, and good just to kind of immerse ourselves in doo-wop music. I've also been getting ready for the show you mentioned. Next weekend, I'll be playing with the Reverend Horton Heat and the Delta Bombers at the Rubidoux Drive-In Theater in Riverside. And I'm getting set up for some backstage footage. I want to.
Oh, do tell.
Hey.
Do tell.
So when we come back next week, we're gonna have an exclusive, some behind the scenes action. We'll see who's playing it safe, and who isn't.
Wait. So Big Sandy, what you're saying is you're going to take your camera around backstage and show the inner workings of this concert behind the stage with the Delta Bombers, you, and the Reverend Horton Heat. Is this true, sir?
That is true, and I just want people to get a sense of what it's like there, how it's set up with the cars. And just, you know, I know a lot. And for some reason, they're not live streaming the show. I just want people to get some sort, a little sense of what it's like to be there for those of you who are not able to go.
That's cool, man.
Sounds like a great idea, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna do
Well,
something.
Oh, go ahead, Paul.
Miss Shannon, what have you been up to this week?
You know, it was actually a really busy week for me. Well, when we last met, I had just finished filming that video, and of course that came out this week. Thank you for playing that a little later. It's very nice of you. So everyone's going to get to see it. So that was very exciting. That's available on all the streaming platforms, any of those. Go ahead, download it, stream it. Then on Monday, I like to bake cakes. I think I mentioned that in the last episode.
What?
And I have very nice people who asked me to bake a birthday cake and some cookies for them. And my brain remembered Saturday. I'm thinking Saturday is the day that the cake was due, and no, that cake was due on Wednesday.
Oh.
I had to do some scrambling there for like 2 days. I think I had a very hectic 48 hours, Monday and Tuesday. But I got the cake done. Cookies are done. Happy. So
It was the X-Men cake, right?
was that X-Men cake? Yes.
Oh, dude.
Don't tell
wish-
I didn't tell them that I got the date wrong. I didn't tell them. So don't tell.
I wish that we had a picture of it. I should have sent it to Tom, but go to Shannon's social media and check out this cake, guys. It is so cool. It came out. I'm a huge X-Men nerd too, so you really did that. You did the comic justice. It looked awesome.
Thank you.
And Shannon, Summer Etter says you look beautiful, and she's talking to one of us. One of us four looks beautiful.
Well,
I predict it's you.
We'll just leave it at that.
should we?
I'm an X-Men nerd as well.
There you go. Hey.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm an X-Men nerd, but now I love women.
All right.
Lovely.
So I'm a little bit discombobulated now, no pun intended, but what are we going to next here? Oh, hey, we got our Halloween contest coming up next week, and our prize package is up to $185. And the reason why we have Shannon Mack here is because she is the judge of this particular contest. We've been having some other entries. So, Shannon, while I'm going to be throwing some of the pictures of our people that are in the contest, if I could get you to tell us what you're looking for again and how people have a chance to win the prize purse, which is up to about $200 right now, and we assume it'll probably get even higher than that. We'll have prize money for first, second, and third. So,
I think 202, man.
202? All right, Shannon, I'm going to throw up some pictures, and you could just go ahead and tell us what you're looking for.
Sure. Just to remind everybody, you're going to lose points with me if you're just presenting a store-bought costume. A completely store-bought costume really isn't going to impress. I would really like to see some hands-on fabrication, some sewing skills, some special effects makeup, just as long as you had to get creative and involved in the process. But really, anything is game. Anything from the cute and fluffy to give me nightmares, you're drenched in blood. I really love everything that's involved in Halloween. So there's no wrong genre. I'm not terribly impressed by store-bought. I want to see something a little more creative than that.
Yeah. Well, so I wouldn't say that you're a Halloween snob, but you're more a connoisseur of fine Halloween yeah, let's put it that way.
Well, I mean, anybody can go to the store and buy a costume and put it on.
Well, some people can't.
I'd like to see the creativity in. Even if you went to the thrift store and bought some clothes, but then you cut them up for a zombie costume, that's still fabrication.
Yeah.
It doesn't involve a whole lot of talent or skill, but it still counts. I just want you to do something to that costume. Make it your own.
Yeah. And would you mind explaining what is your costume, please?
Oh, well, thank you for asking. I'm glad you noticed. This old thing. I made this myself. Very proud of this. Today I am representing the Day of the Dead, which is actually the day after Halloween. But here we are.
Oh, very. And you know, in our costume
parties this year. So you guys are my party.
Oh, well, thank you. And I think hopefully we could be, and that's part of our, we got Ken Abruzzi saying store-bought is so boring, but Ken will be on the show later on, and he's a DJ, and he's going to show you, if you're having your Halloween party, what are some good records to spin for that. He's an expert in it. So we'll have Ken a little later to talk about that.
Cool. I'll be listening.
Yeah. So, friends, let's put everybody up real quick, and I think probably now is the time to, before we do our jokes, because we're going to get into that in a minute, and everyone's waiting for that, I could tell. We're going to play the video that we have from... can you tell us a little bit, what is this video? Is it from a swing band you're in, Shannon? What is this from?
Well, this was a song that I was invited to do with a gentleman named Patrick Windsor, and he has a band, Patrick Windsor and the Blackmail House. So he just asked me to feature on this track. I don't know a whole lot about his group, but I don't think that they have a main singer. He's invited me to do guest vocals on a few tracks now, and that kind of seems to be his MO. He pieces together his tracks from musicians that are all over the country. Yeah. So it's just a real blast to see how he puzzle pieces these together. Mm-hmm. So this, of course, is a cover of Eartha Kitt's "I'd Rather Be Burned as a Witch." And we shot this at the Old World Emporium, which is a brand new shop in Santa Clarita there. They specialize in the witchy products.
Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, let's give it a whirl. Take a look.
They say that I'm a witch and that I weave a spell. Well, I use my eyes to invite you, my lips to delight you, and all of the charms of the feminine wiles to excite you. They say that I'm a witch and that I weave a spell. Well, I'll be a son of a I don't know what. Well, let me tell you, brother, I'd rather be burned as a witch than never be burned at all. I use my songs to entice you, advise you, and all of my bags of tricks to choose and prize you. They say that I'm a witch and that I weave a spell. Well, I'll be a son of a I don't know what. Well, let me tell you, brother, I'd rather be burned as a witch than never be burned at all. You want a gal who'll be your pal, who would never look at another, who'll be good and true, take care of you. Sorry, you want another. I use my charms to undo you, my arms to unglue you, and all of the hex of the weaker sex to voodoo you. Yes, they say that I'm a witch and I weave a spell. Well, I'll be a son of a I don't know what. Well, let me tell you, brother, I'd rather be burned as a witch than never be burned at all. You want a love who's a turtle dove, who'll bring you life's little joys, who's sweet and shy with a gentle eye. I'll take 'em in with the boys. I use my eyes to invite you, my lips to delight you, and you never can tell when I use my teeth to bite you. They say that I'm a witch and that I weave a spell. Well, I'll be a son of a I don't know what. Well, let me tell you, brother, I'd rather be burned as a witch than never be burned at all.
Hey, Shannon Mac,
right.
that was like high quality entertainment right there.
Oh, stop. Go on.
Well, let's see.
Speaking of high quality entertainment,
Yes, sir.
it's time for some jokes, guys.
Oh, no.
Okay. If that's
Oh, yes.
if that's what you guys want to do, let's see. Okay. Okay.
You
Angel.
guys remember how to do it?
What?
You guys know, you remember, you know the routine, right?
Oh yeah. I thought you were starting off with a joke. I didn't even start the music yet. Okay, friends.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. I got my guitaron. Let me turn down so I'm not louder than you. And who's gonna go first?
Paul can go.
I'll go start. All right. All right, guys. Why don't mummies have friends?
I don't know, Paul. Why don't mummies have friends?
Because they're too wrapped up in themselves.
Oh,
Okay. Who's next?
Hey, Shannon, you got a joke for us tonight?
oh I've got jokes. Do I have jokes? All right, fellas. Tell me, why do demons and ghouls hang out together?
Why do demons and ghouls hang out together?
Yeah, why?
Because demons are a ghoul's best friend.
Oh, yeah, I like that. We're liking that. Let's
That was
check
kinda
this
clever.
box, Peter.
I like
Oh,
that.
it's off the charts there.
Oh, thank Google.
I can't, I can't put up the things at the same time, but people are saying, ugh. And Tracy DeVoe said I was late. Worried, she was worried that she missed the jokes, but she did not.
All right.
Go, Robert.
This is a recurring character. It's becoming. Why did Worrying Tom get scared when he went to the French bakery?
Why did Worrying Tom get scared when he went to the French bakery?
He ordered croissants, but they gave him the crepes.
Ah,
Oh, wow. I think a little bit
Oh,
of
man.
penicillin should get rid of that.
all right.
Not crabs.
Oh, come on.
Why?
Come on.
I got
man.
one for you guys.
Yeah.
Why do they call Big Sandy the Exorcist in bars?
Oh, why do they call Big Sandy the Exorcist?
No
bar?
why?
When he shows up, all the spirits disappear.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, that's pretty good.
Well, you should feel very proud of yourself there, Paul. Tom says that's pretty good.
Google.
Hey, Shannon.
All right, fellas. Do you happen to know why skeletons have such low self-esteem?
Hey, what? Repeat that, por favor.
Do you happen to know why skeletons have such low self-esteem?
Why do
Skeletons have such
Why do-
low
oh.
self-esteem.
why do skeletons have such low self-esteem?
Because they have no body to love.
Sorry, Shannon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It took me a while.
Nice.
Perfect.
Okay. Hold on. Let me.
I can't do this all night.
Okay. What do you call a proud boy who thinks that horror movies are better than any genre of movie?
I don't know. What do you call a proud boy that thinks that horror movies are better than any other genre of movie?
A fright supremacist.
That was good. Okay, I'm sorry.
He's falling out laughing.
I
I'm
was-
good with Paul. I'm good.
Okay. Why did the ghosts go into the bar?
Why did the ghost go into the bar?
For the booze.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh, the jokes are coming.
Hey, do you remember in the newspaper on the Sunday edition they would have the funny pages?
Yeah, it's mighty funny.
That's kind of a funny page joke there. Okay. Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Why should you not be frightened by a bad classical musician?
I don't know, Big Sandy, why should I not be frightened by a bad classical musician?
Because their Bach is worse than their bite.
Hey!
Not here.
Okay, guys, I only got enough frets. I can only do like one more each.
One more for Paul. Oh, no.
Shannon, you got one. Go
Go,
ahead,
Shannon.
Sure, I've got lots.
Go.
A witch's favorite What's a witch's favorite makeup?
What is a witch's favorite makeup?
Mascara.
Oh!
Ah. Oh my God, man.
Pausa, por favor.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Funny,
man.
huh?
Heavy on the jokes.
Big Sandy, you win.
Well, I think that, hey, there's no winners here. There's no losers.
It's
Well,
just,
there's a couple
just-
losers here.
it's just
Oh,
you and
stay
me, and
with-
we both disagree, that's all.
Oh man.
Hey, can we just agree to agree?
I might get you to write that down.
All right. To Dan, his house was repossessed. That was in one of my backup jokes there. He asked what happened to the guy who didn't pay the Exorcist. Thank you, Dan Keegan. You also make awesome flyers.
Yeah. What happened? What?
Why are ghosts like Dan Keegan? They make great flyers.
That would have got the.
That was just off the top of my
scale down there.
Soul cap.
Oh man.
Okay, well, hey, that leads us to the next part of our particular show, which is, hey, you saw the movie The Exorcist, right, Paul? And Shannon, you're going to stick around for this. Paul, why do you like the movie The Exorcist? Please explain.
Well, I love all horror movies, and horror movies was my first favorite movie genre, and I freaked a lot of people out in a directing class when I said that Wes Craven was my favorite director. But so we had a good conversation, American Graffiti, The Girl Can't Help It, and I was just torn between a few classic horror movies, and I recently showed my fiance Emily The Exorcist for the first time, and it still stood true to today for how scary it could be.
Yeah.
There's a few parts that she rolled her eyes, but for the most part, I mean, it's still scary to me.
Linda Blair or your girlfriend?
Linda, for sure. But I'll admit this too. Even being a young, preteen or teenager, when I was just diving through all the horror movies I could find, I was hesitant to watch The Exorcist because I heard from like my mom, my aunt, and a lot of other people like, oh no, that's a real scary movie. That's not a slasher, and it's gonna mess with you for a while. So I waited until I was a little bit older to finally watch The Exorcist, and it did. Even when I was a teen or whatever, however young I was freaked out for sure. So I thought that'd be a good movie to bring to the table for some classic film discussion.
All right. Big Sandy, do you have a comment on this movie, sir?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I heard it's really spooky. No, I'm just joking. Well, I remember when the movie came out, and it was sort of like this whole mania around it. Oh, you got to see this movie, or don't see this movie. I was raised in a pretty religious household, and it wasn't the sort of film that we would have rushed out to go see, but it had this mystique surrounding it. That wow, because we would see all the newscasts that people were fainting, people were throwing up.
Wow.
And I just remember there was every night on the like the 6 o'clock news, it would show like the lines around the block. So I had this thing, a big thing build up in my head, but I didn't see it when it came out. I was I guess it was about 9-10 years old when it was released in the theaters. I saw it later on TV, so I saw edited versions, and in my mind I had started to associate it with the sequels, some of the knockoff versions of the movie, which kind of like just kind of weakened what I thought of it as a film. When you brought up the idea, Paul, of talking about the movie, I thought, wow, it's something I think I know. It's somewhere in my mind. It's right. Everybody knows it's part of the classic cinema. But I thought I better watch it again, and I watched it again, and it was so much more than I had remembered it being. It's actually a good film.
Yeah.
I think I like some of the cinematography, and then having seen I actually have seen documentaries about it more recently than the actual film, so I kind of knew how they created certain scenes. I knew more about that than watching the actual film. So my takeaway was that this kind of stands up as a film itself. It was shocking and it's controversial, especially at the time. But I think it's a good film.
And Big Sandy, can you talk about the what is that? The Yugoslavian version or whatever? You sent me a picture of the one from.
Oh no!
What was that?
Well, there is a Turkish version of it. It's called Satan, Seytan.
Yeah, I got the graphic.
It's shot basic. Oh, do you have the
the pictures
movie
up right
poster
now.
from that?
Yeah.
But it's basically shot scene for scene. It's the same movie, but like way worse. I mean, it's really bad. It's pretty funny. It's pretty entertaining. Um, just the really bad special effects and bad. Well, the version I saw, with bad dubbed in voices. But yeah, it's a Turkish film called Satan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's say Shannon Mack.
There it is. Yeah.
You're an actress. Now, wouldn't you be if they called up and said, "Hey, we're going to do another reboot of this"? Would you love to play the part of a possessed woman? Would you do that?
Yes.
I thought you'd be all, I don't know.
No, I've been in a good number of horror movies. They're really fun. I would love it.
Oh. So, as far as, since you're an actress and stuff, what do you think about this movie?
Okay. Where do we begin? This is essentially one of the
in Iraq
horror movies. Greatest horror movies in movie history. And part of the reason that is because it has such a lush story with so many different layers to it, and they do such a great job building these characters up. And part of the reason why this one in particular is very important to me is because when I was driving across country from Minnesota to LA, this was one of the audiobooks that I listened to. On my way here, I was listening to The Exorcist. Thank God my dad was driving the moving truck in front of me, because otherwise I don't know how I would have gotten to sleep at night if my dad wasn't with me on the trip. Because the book, if you think the movie's scary, you guys, the book is intense. Oh man, no, this is one of the movies. It scares me every time, and I've seen it over 200 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
If there's one scene that you could remember, what is the creepiest scene for you, Shannon Mack?
Besides that one.
Which one's the previous? See, and that's the other thing is I love horror movies and possession movies. So
Is that you, Shannon?
No, I think I had a puppy. Who's got the puppy?
Those are my dogs.
Satan.
So
They got to appear on every show.
possession movies. So if you're comparing them all, this one really does stand at the head of the pack. The scariest scene, honestly, is probably one that they deleted in the final cut, but they put it back in for the extended version, and it's the crab walk down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that?
Totally.
The spider walk there, man. Yeah.
Oh, it's so scary. So I'm glad they put that back in for that extended version, because, oh boy, chills.
Yeah, Heather and Wallace said, did any of you get a chance to see it when they released it in theaters with the extra 15 minutes of footage? So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's funny. The part that I had to turn my head away from wasn't any of the possession stuff. It's just when she's in the hospital and they're drawing blood from her neck.
Dude.
I don't like stuff like that when the needle goes in.
It's so
but
bad.
if I can say something, the thing that I know, I read the book, and it's powerful in a way that's very different from the movie. But one thing with the movie is Linda Blair, especially in the beginning of the show, was such a sweet girl with a beautiful smile. Just the contrast of that innocent girl, and then gradually these things start to happen. Where she kind of comes downstairs at the party and she kind of wets herself, and it builds from there. And you see this innocent young girl have these horrible things happen to her. To me, that's like, oh my good Lord, it's tough to watch at times.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what really messed with me, because when I first watched these movies, I was in Catholic school. And so, of course, when I heard about The Exorcist, I was asking questions about The Exorcist. And I believe this is true to today, that every diocese, including the Diocese of Orange, they have an active exorcist on hand to this day. Like, that's the Catholics still practice that. So it could happen, or you never know when it happens, and they still are prepared for it. I don't know, but I would say too, like, it's not the creepiest scene, but it's a powerful scene when she does come down the stairs, and wets herself. That's pretty bad, and it's like it's like, whoa, like what's this doing in a movie? But it's still freaky. But then I would say what really, for some reason, what gets me the most is like it's when just I forget the name off the top of my head, but when the priest that has lost his faith and his mother's died, when the demon talks to her as his mother, that freaks me out.
Yeah.
And then when the demon just talks to him like nonchalant in Italian or in Latin and stuff, you know, I think it's a brilliant combination of voice acting and her face and stuff. It's just such a good, and it scared me. Like I wasn't like rolling my eyes when I was young, and even when I showed it to Emily just like 2 weeks ago, I was still like, yeah, that's a freaky scene.
Yeah. All right.
So there you go. The Exorcist.
There it is.
Good stuff.
Well, that was kind of freaky, creepy. So that leads us to this. If we're done with The Exorcist, we're about ready to say goodbye to Shannon Mack. Now that we don't care for her, but you have done very well on our show, and thank you very much for bringing a more pleasant side, because we're not the most pretty men, and it's nice to look at. You look handsome, so I appreciate that.
There she is, Miss Exorcist. All right, Shannon Mack, everybody.
You really like me.
Just have a little fun here.
right.
You know what?
So, I will see you next Sunday, correct? We're going to announce the winners of the Halloween costume contest, yes?
That's
Oh,
right.
I'm so okay, guys.
Shannon, thanks for stopping by. Once again, you're really a bright light, and it's good to have you in our presence, really.
Oh, thanks, fellas. All right, I'll see you next
Thanks
time.
again, Shannon. We'll see
Bye.
you next week. Later.
All right. So there we go. Oh, just with us three dudes now. Now, friends, you're probably wondering what we're going to be doing next. Well, Big Sandy, can you please tell me about your friend, Ken Abruzzi?
Absolutely. Well, Ken Abruzzi, who also known as Rockin Daddio, has been a friend of mine for quite some time. I know him from the rockabilly scene, but in getting to know him, I discovered his passion for rhythm and blues and for doo-wop music, in particular, vocal group harmony. That's his thing. So that drew us closer as friends. And then during the lockdown, he started to show up online, doing spinning records, but not just standing there playing records. He gets into it, just like he's such an emotional guy who's obviously clearly moved by the music, and it really comes through across the computer screen. And we'll talk a little bit more about a new thing he has that he just started doing. But anyway, can we bring him on now?
Yeah, let's bring on everybody. Say hello to Ken Abruzzi. Hey, Ken.
Ken Abruzzi.
Hey, how's it
going,
going,
buddy?
guys? Happy Sunday.
And Ken, it's been a busy Sunday for you, has it not?
Oh, yeah. Well, we did that Electric American Roots earlier.
Yeah, and you had your radio show.
Great
You were on the
videos
radio
there.
earlier.
And now here we are,
Yeah.
back for more.
And just for people who might not know, you say here we are. Where are you coming to us from?
I'm in beautiful downtown Linden, New Jersey right now, in the Alan Freed Memorial Studios.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully in a little bit we can take a look at that the Memorial Studio there.
Oh, absolutely. We'll take a little tour, and I'll show you around some of the goodies we got here, some of the records, the equipment, the microphones, the vintage mics I use, and
Yeah.
all sorts of fun stuff.
Well, Ken, the reason why we brought you on here, because we're thinking of our Halloween party, and if, let's say, you're just an average Joe and you want to have a couple cool records to spin, not your average Halloween records, and we asked you to come up with a couple of songs that people could get for Halloween that make them be cool, like you. And could we go over those songs now, sir? What songs would you pick, sir?
Well, the first one I would pick would be on the Deluxe record label from Cincinnati, which was a subsidiary of King Records. It'd be called Frankenstein's Party by the Swinging Phillies.
Okay. I'm going to cut.
A good one.
I'm playing it in the background here.
All right.
You can't hear it, Ken, but trust me, I'm playing it.
I can't hear it, but okay.
Now Ken,
Yeah.
with that the copy you have as a promo copy, can you read us their little bio that's on the label there?
Absolutely. The boys formed their group after discovering each other at their church, which has music and voice classes. Charles and Phil attended high school while the other boys have graduated. They range in age from 17 to 20.
There you go. See,
Oh.
this is a learning experience here on
I
West Coast
love
Ramble.
King Deluxe Federal promos. They give you a lot of information on that.
Cool.
So there's
Okay.
number one.
That's number one. What else you got for us, Ken?
Okay, we got that one. Next up, on Morris Levy's Roulette record label, the DuPonts, who I believe were Little Anthony's first group, in Screamin' Ball at Dracula Hall.
All right, hold for 10 seconds. Let people have a chance of this. I'm playing it right now.
We had a ooh horror party. We had a ooh horror party. Everybody had a screaming ball last night.
All right, Ken, I'm bringing it under. Tell us a little bit more about that record.
And I got back in the sleeve. That was Screamin' Ball at Dracula Hall by the DuPonts, New York City group.
And Morris
Roulette
Levy was a
record.
character, wasn't he?
What's that?
Oh, Morris Levy was a character right here.
They should make a movie about Morris Levy. He would, it's a funny thing. He would, George Goldner owned G and Rama Records, and George Goldner had a little problem with the ponies. And he'd get in debt and in debt and in debt, and Morris Levy would come around and just buy out one of his labels.
Ah,
And in the end, he ended up owning all of them.
wow.
And the artist.
Yeah. And no one got paid.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, they made some good music.
Well, hopefully some of us will get paid here today if people are kind with their donations. Just a quick little reminder of that.
Oh, hey, you know what, Big Sandy? I forgot to do that. I forgot to put up the donation sign. I'm probably the worst podcaster
I would
guy
just
ever.
mention it then, that if you're able to, one of the ways you can help all of us is by visiting Venmo and maybe making a little donation at West Coast Ramble at West Coast Ramble, or PayPal. It's a TA. You want to spell it out there, Tom?
Yeah, I got it on the screen here. It's
Okay, we're good.
TAPRD7 at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
But of course, we're just glad that you're here today.
Yeah. Now, Big Sandy, what does that leave us to? We need to get to number 3.
Number 3 coming up. Yeah.
Number 3. Okay. We covered Frankenstein. We covered Dracula. Who would be next?
Wolfman?
Mr. Werewolf
Right.
Yeah.
by the Cacti.
Okay, here we go. Cacti's coming up.
Mr. Werewolf, Mr. Werewolf. Please don't give me Mr. Werewolf. Please don't give me Mr. Werewolf. Mr. Werewolf, Mr. Werewolf. Please, Mr. Werewolf, let me get by.
Okay, Ken, what's that about?
Hey, Ken.
Okay, we learned a lot in that record. We learned that the werewolf's mortal enemy is Tarzan, which I never could figure out. But they call on Tarzan to beat the werewolf. And that was originally, I believe, on Golden Crest, but the copy I have here is on Tape Records out of Brooklyn, New York, which was owned by Freddie Kaplan, who was a record collector and a record dealer back in the 60s and 70s.
And
I believe he's deceased now. I can't say that for sure, but he was one of the guys back then.
now, Ken,
Yeah.
is that the same Cacti's who did Happy Birthday?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
And
That's
that was-
a question I know my mother is wondering about right now as she's watching from her bedroom. Angel.
Hi to Angel.
Okay, and Bucks Kemper says New York.
New York all the way, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 3 so far.
Okay. We ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take this out of the plastic sleeve. Number 4 is The Creature by the Jayhawks on the Aladdin record label. A little West Coast thing there we got going. A nice company sleeve.
I'm playing it scary already. Oh, this rocks. This swings.
Totally.
That's a beautiful company sleeve there. Can we look at those pictures real quick again? Down there? It's beautiful.
Okay, tell us about this
over
one.
here we have the Velvet Tones, who did Glory of Love and I Found a Love on Aladdin. We have Lloyd Glenn and
Amos Milburn, right next to him.
Amos Milburn, who we all know and love. Then on the flip side, we have the duets. We have Shirley and Lee and Gene and Eunice.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Hey, and Ken, I'd like to wonder, how do you keep all those records so pristine? Like even the jacket looks clean, it isn't ripped or torn up, or?
Very simple. I have these little clear comic book bags that I put them in.
For every single record you have?
No, just the ones with special sleeves.
Oh,
just the ones on today's show.
If there's no picture sleeve, they're usually in a heavy-duty stock green sleeve like that.
Yeah, we love those heavy green sleeves, man.
Which are made by Record Envelope. And if I use them to DJ with, they're in a colored sleeve. Orange for a stroller, and red for a jive.
Oh, your sleeves are color coded there.
Oh yeah, I
All right.
got a whole system here.
well, before you get to the last record, Dan Keegan says, "Great re-kids."
Thank you.
Records.
Records,
kid.
Records. Dan's an East Coaster too, originally.
Excellent.
All right, what's the last record on your Halloween party list?
Okay, this one, we want to get all the monsters in one record. Could we do that? I think we could. It'd be a great record. Again, from the West Coast, the Poets on the Flash record label, simply entitled Dead.
Here we go.
Jamming through the graveyard around 12:05. I saw ghosts and zombies looking very much alive. I was
Yeah.
Tell us about that one. That's good.
That was a group that originally came out as The Poet on Poet Records. And then Flash picked it up. Flash was like a big R&B label, I believe, in Los Angeles. Well, the address is right
Yeah,
here.
on Vernon Street.
Los Angeles.
On Vernon, yeah.
Yeah. Have you visited that location, or?
No, but maybe you're the same way. I do like to look up the addresses that are on those old labels, and I couldn't do this when I was a kid. I would just like try to look in the phone book for any West Coast records. But now you can look on Google Earth and look at that spot. Even if the building isn't there, you can see, well, this is, even if it's like a vacant lot now, you can at least look and say, wow, this is where that building was. This is where they pressed those records. Or sometimes it's just somebody's house that they put out their own record,
Matter of fact, funny you should say that. I live in Linden, New Jersey, and Premium Records was located in Linden, New Jersey in the 50s. They came out with the Wheels, My Heart's Desire. So I found out what the address was. The owner, Joe Leibowitz, ran the record label out of his house, which was on 4 Yale Terrace in Linden, which I drove over there, and guess what? The house is gone.
Well, I tell you, the Stray Cats must have had that 45.
Oh, yeah.
The flip side.
Definitely. I mean, when I first got the Gunna Ball album, I'm
Yeah.
playing, I know this song.
But
Different title, but same song.
But what song was
Yeah,
it?
different title, same song.
It's what is it called? They call it Let's Ball. Is that
They
it?
call it Gunna Ball.
Gunna Ball. Yeah.
And it was the title track to their second album.
No way.
No.
I had no idea.
But as the Wheels, it was
It was Let's Have a Ball.
Let's Have a Ball. Yeah, I have that 45. Yeah.
I'm gonna find my album.
Great record.
Oh, he's gonna go get his
He's gonna get his Gunna
You
Ball
get his
album.
copy?
Hey, I tell when now that he's gone, let's play a trick on him, guys.
Oh man, we're offline.
Let's all speak with a demonic voice when he comes back. No. No.
Everybody just move your mouth and don't actually make noise.
Hi guys, what's? Oh, I can't hear you. What did you do to me? No, I had this record.
That's the Gunna Ball album. And that picture, disregard what it says on the back, that was taken at the Airline Diner in Jackson Heights, New York, which is right by LaGuardia Airport. I know that diner very well. It later became a Jackson Hole diner.
Oh no, wait. Is it? Wait, hold on. Is it next to Astoria? Is it right on the border of
That's
Astoria?
in Astoria.
Ah.
It's actually in Astoria, not Jackson Heights.
I've eaten there.
Hey.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, it's too late. You already mentioned it. But if you hadn't mentioned that, it would have been an Astoria Untold. By the nutmegs. Oh, I don't know. Just trying to.
Definitely. Well, back to the jokes. Okay.
Nice.
When our friend who we had on the show earlier today, Vicky Tafoya, when they were in New York last time, they had to go to the Airline Diner, aka Jackson Hole, and they took some pictures there.
Nice.
So that was it? Hey, how about that?
Hey.
All right.
You know.
Go ahead, Kenny. I mean, why did I say Kenny? That's weird.
That's okay. Now, Ken, you mentioned, not to put you on the spot or anything, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Speaking of jokes, do you have one for us?
I have no jokes that are suitable for a G audience.
Okay, there we go. We'll just leave it
DJ Rockin
Daddio.
Daddy.
Okay.
I have a quick question, man. This is a loaded question.
Go ahead.
What's one of the most prized or rarest piece of wax you own? The rarest 45 or LP you got?
That's hard to say because once I have the record in my possession, value means nothing. But I have something I can show you here, and I practically stole this on eBay, and this is a very rare record. Anything by the Orioles before Crying in the Chapel is desirable, but Baby Please Don't Go on red plastic
Wow.
is just the cream of the crop.
And that is really cool, man.
I saw that on eBay, and the guy put a sound bite on. And just to show you how, some people don't know the sound bite, he was playing it with a modern stylus. It sounded horrible. I go, wait a second. You play that with a mono stylus, it's going to sound awesome, and it does.
I believe you, man.
What year was that one, Ken?
50. Let's see if I have the year on the sleeve. That came out November 10th, 1951.
Okay, so it might have been cut with the. There was that period that they were cutting them with the micro groove, which is different. What they ended up using, on the 45s, it's like so you really for the optimum sound, or actually without that specific needle or stylus, it's going to sound awful. So the guy probably thought he had a bad copy of it. Yeah.
Yeah. The secret to optimum sound on these old records is number one, a tube amplifier.
Yes, sir.
And number two, a mono cartridge, which I bought mine from a company in Brooklyn called Grotto, who's been in business since the 1950s. It's like a mom pop business.
Wow.
Which I felt good contributing to them, and they made a quality product.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So if you I was into Django music for a while, and some really good players said the best way to do it is find the old 78s and sit right in the right spot and play it with the right record player. Is that what you're talking about? You got to play it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have a friend in the Bronx, actually he's in Yonkers now, who's an audiophile, but he collects old records, so he has the right equipment to play them on.
Yeah.
And I went over there pre-pandemic, of course.
Yeah.
And we spent the night playing old R&B 78s, and they just jump out of the speakers. I mean, the sound was the best I've ever heard. Just amazing sound.
No, we were both. All three of us were when you stood up to go change the lighting in the room, we were all beholding the glory of all the stuff you have there in your room there. What is it called there? The Alan Freed Memorial. What do you call that room there?
This is the Alan Freed Memorial Studios. This is where I keep my records. I do my shows live from here in this very spot.
Well,
on this very phone I'm on now.
Can you please dismount your phone and take us for a tour, sir?
Oh, I would love to. Okay, let's see.
Oh, there's my fan. There's.
Go out. I don't know if I can reverse this or not. So let me just move the phone around.
Yeah.
And these are my mixes I use to do the show. I use two mixes.
Can you flip it sideways?
Like that?
Yeah, there we go. That's better.
There we go. Two mixes, 4 CD decks. None of the CD decks work.
Tilt down a little bit. Oh, there we go. We see it.
Okay. So
there you go.
Set up.
Oh, that's where you do your show right there.
That's where I do my show. That's my laptop, which is showing this, and you can see I bought the laptop only because of the color. Because it matches everything. And these are the turntables we use, not, just regular DJ turntables.
Yeah.
One's a Linear Tech, and one's a Gemini. Nothing really great. Stacks of records everywhere.
Ah.
This is, let me move this box. This is a listening turntable. When I want to play music in here in the living room. This is a 1960s Reco cut.
Wow.
And it's got 2 speeds. I've never had it in 33. only
That's awesome,
45.
dude.
Ken, do you own a Boston record, or do you own like an Aerosmith record? Anything? One of them.
Not. Absolutely not. But I was at a party at some friend's house where we ceremoniously threw a Billy Joel record into the bonfire.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
It was a joyous occasion. Okay, this is the amp. This is a Fisher 1965 tube amp. That's me and my daughter on top there, her wedding, jiving.
Oh, that's sweet, man.
To, what was the song? This Little Girl's Gonna Rockin' by Ruth Brown.
Oh, yep.
And it was funny, because as soon as I got there, she tells her DJ that my dad's a DJ. You better be good. I'm like, why did you intimidate the guy? I just want to relax here. Okay, we got some paperbacks, because we collect other things. We got a lot of JD paperbacks and stuff there.
Oh, I have that 45 player. I have that RCA player right there.
Oh, that's great. It doesn't work, but it makes a great.
So that player like you doesn't work.
No.
Joking.
And moving up, pictures on the wall. We got Gene Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Alan Freed. I found that in an antique shop in Jersey. I'm not sure if it's real or not, but I don't care. I just hung it up. It looks great.
Yeah.
And then we come to the records. All, see, I'm in the Aladdin section there. All neatly organized by label, and then in numerical sequence within the label.
Oh, God.
You are a neat Nick.
That's amazing, man.
Well, the beauty of that, and people don't appreciate that, but I like having it like that because I can go to like my King section, and there'll be, let's see, what's that? There'll be the Checkers, and then you go a little further, you might come across Lula Reed, and then if I dig further, I'll come across the Charlie Feathers. So it's like, doesn't matter of the genre, it's all in there.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah.
I will give you an extra $5 in your tips if you can just reach in there blindly, and before you pull it out, tell me who the artist is. Just anywhere in there. Just
Anywhere.
Just blindly
Okay.
pick one out, and if you tell me the artist, you get an extra $5 in your tips.
Okay, let's find a spot.
Shout out to Bucks David for saying I didn't start the bonfire. That was a good joke.
Okay, I predict this is a record by Bo Diddley. Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Thanks a
My
lot,
man.
Tom.
That brings up your personal take for the day to $6. We just
There we go. And people, when I do my live show, let me go this way here. When I do my live show, people are amazed because they'll like type in a request for a record, and I'll have it in like a minute. I'll just go right because I know where everything is. and
That's
now,
amazing, man.
Now, let's just do a quick tour of the living room while we have a little time. We got
Yeah.
the speakers. This is a great console here that doesn't work, but it just looks so cool.
Hey, sorry, Ken. Can you go sideways on that, please?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and tilt down a little bit. There we go.
There's Billy and Miriam there.
Damn, man.
Yeah, Billy and Miriam, of course. God bless Billy. And I talk to Miriam all the day.
That's a great setup, man.
And just people always ask me, where did you get a teak-colored air conditioner?
Where?
Where
And
did you?
I didn't. I just painted the damn thing.
Ah, brilliant. Nice
And,
Elvis pillow.
Other things there, my Kid Dynamite poster,
Kid
record
Dynamite.
exchanger from 1969 with Alan Freed.
Oh. Does the phone work?
It works, but it's not plugged in because I don't have a landline.
Ah.
And little tiki mugs, which every single tiki mug I had a tiki drink in. I don't know if that's a good thing to brag about or not.
Tonight?
Not tonight, no.
Yeah, Dan Keegan says, nice Fu Manchu tiki mugs.
Oh, thank you. And
Hey, I wanted to
over
know
here-
about you have a pair of, what are they? They're sort of like a half circle shaped speaker to it. It was right behind you when you were first talking to us.
oh yeah,
What? Those are beautiful. What is that?
those they're made by who made? I think they were made by Sony or Pioneer. They're electrostatic speakers.
Oh man.
But
Does the top part
Unfortunately,
swivel,
there's
or is it just
another
set
piece that I
at that
don't have.
position?
there's supposed to be a preamp that goes between them, which I don't have. But I saw those in an antique store
Huh.
in New York City, and I just grabbed them. Those are just too cool for words. I just picked them up and had to have those.
Now,
Yeah, look,
Ken,
yeah.
can you tell me your address?
Box 1851.
All right.
And we have more. We have Alan Freed there. We even have Der Bingle, Bing Crosby, which is another interesting picture because if you look close enough, it's autographed to my mother and dated 1938.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
In his prime.
That's awesome.
In his
Gosh.
prime. Wow.
That's cool. And there's a autographed Dion poster.
Wow, man.
And on top of that, we have Laverne Baker, some guy from Cashbox, Alan Freed, Ruth Brown, and Clyde McFadden.
Wow.
Over here we have Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Steve
Well, that's what
Dickinson.
happened after he kept going to McDonald's.
Yeah,
Like McFatter.
We got Deke, and then this is interesting. This is the Paragons Meet the Jesters album cover, which I drew in art class in 11th grade.
Wow.
Tilt down a
That's-
little bit. Tilt down a little bit. There we go. Oh, there we go. Ah. Wow.
That was a project I did.
Ah, cool. All right.
Well, I tell you, we're getting close to the top of the hour here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Ken, before we get going,
Yeah.
you got to tell us, in case people haven't seen you, where do they find you, and what are you doing with your records? How do they get to see your show?
Okay. First off, I'm on Facebook twice a week. On Friday nights at 9 p.m. to midnight, it's the Moondog Rock and Roll Party, of course, named after Alan Freed show.
Yeah.
I just kind of like, took that name over because I think it's too cool a name to let sit there. So, and I got so many listeners from Europe when I did that. I added a second show on Wednesday afternoons at 3:30. That's New York time, 3:30, which would be like 12:30 for you guys out in California.
Yeah.
And that's the After School Rock, which we do every week. It's 3.5 hours of great records, taking requests and everything.
Cool.
And then on the new station, Tom Ingram's new station, Rockin' 24/7 Radio, I do the Big Beat Show. and that goes on. The next one will be tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. New York time, 3 a.m. your time, but 11 a.m. over in London. It's replayed on Tuesday, 9 a.m. your time, replayed, and then the new show comes on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. over here in New York, 6 p.m. in Los Angeles, and 2 a.m. in London.
Right on. Well, thank you, Ken. Thanks for the tour. Thanks for the Halloween tips. And hopefully we'll be sending you some tips in a little bit, too.
One last thing I wanted to show you.
Yeah.
You know, since Halloween is coming up,
Zip.
and another thing, and I got into these when I was like 8 years old. And who doesn't love Monster Mag?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
And this isn't the same copy, but this was the first one I ever bought in 1966. When I was like 8 years old, and
Yeah.
it just
Your
goes
50
hand in
cents
hand with
refunded.
rock and roll.
All right. Hey, thanks you for showing us your pad and sharing your skills with us. Everybody,
My
smack a
pleasure.
hand.
Thank
Yep,
you.
and sharing your personality. Ken, you know I love you as a friend, and I'm glad that today people are getting a double chance to pick up on that little vibe that we all love so much. So thank you,
Little
Ken. You're a
double
lovely
dose
person.
today.
All right. Well, let me see. A hand.
Cheers, man.
Another round of applause. And
Thank you.
we'll see you later, Ken. Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
again, sir.
All right.
I'll
So
see you
let's
later.
do this. I got us three up.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you guys about ready to finish this show? You got anything else to say?
Yeah, I think so. I'm good. I really enjoyed that. I miss so many of my friends. I miss all of my friends. Ken, I get to see, looking straight in the camera, doing his, playing the records, but that was cool to look a little bit behind the scenes with him at his house, his pad, some of his collection.
Yeah.
Get a little more of his personality. That was beautiful.
Yeah. And Paul, anything for you before we get going? Any parting words?
Well, I just wanted to give my friend Johnny Angel one shout out here. He had a joke for us. He says, how do you make a girl happy who wants 12 inches? You give her 6 inches twice.
Or you give her an album.
There you go. You give her 2 singles.
Oh, that's great.
No, that would be 14 if it was 2 singles.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. So, and also we got our Halloween contest coming up next week, and go ahead and please donate if you can somewhere in here, and that'll go to the contest and to us and to Ken and to Shannon, and shows we got coming up. And Big Sandy, everyone's going there on the Saturday to check you out with at Rubidoux Theater, and we're looking forward on the 25th. Come back here, and we're going to see some behind the scenes stuff that Big Sandy will be sharing with us from the gig. Right, sir?
That's right. And just a reminder, we already have some really great submissions for the Halloween contest. If you know anybody else who you think should be part of it, tell them what we got going on here and have them check in next week to see if they win some cash.
That's right. So with that, we're going to get going. We'll see you later. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Flip it down and watch your granddaddy.